Good morning, students. Today I am going to start a new chapter for class 12 from Flamingo book, and the title of this poem is An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. So here you can see that, and the writer of this, the poet of this poem is Stephen Spander, and who was born in 1909 and who was died in 1995. He was a great and poet as well as an English essayist also. If we are talking about Spender, had keen interest in politics, and so he declared himself as socialist and pacifist. His work concentrated on themes of social justice and the class struggle. Okay, class struggle means the classes that the rich, poor, middle class, that is the class struggle. Okay, so now what is this poem about? Let me read it. This poem describes the social inequalities which are prevailing in the society. Okay, inequalities, and there are many types of inequality we can see in the society. He also describes the condition of the students of an elementary school, right? It is situated in a slum area, and through this poem, the poet wants to draw attention of everyone towards these kids or students so that their life can be improved and they may get trained to become good citizens rather than the criminals, right? So if we are talking about the rhyme scheme, so the poem has been written in three words and it has does not have any rhyme scheme. Okay. Uh, okay, I told about the Stephen Spender. He left University College, Oxford without taking a degree and went to Berlin in 1930. Spender took a keen interest in politics. I told you, and he is a socialist and pacifist also. Books by Spender include, which are the books, Poems of Dedication, The Age of Being, The Creative Element, The Struggle of the Modern, and an autobiography, and World Within World. That is the autobiography of him. That is the World Within World. An elementary school classroom in a slum. He has concentrated on the themes of social injustice and class inequalities. I told you that in a society that we are facing so much issues and injustice, social injustice and inequalities. In class inequalities are the major issues we can see in our society, and that is why he is very concerned and he is a socialist. That's why he was drawing our attention toward this uh, uh, theme. Okay, let's start line by line explanation. Far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces, like rootless weeds, they had torn round their pallor. Now, here the writer is talking about the elementary school class kids, or you can just say the students. Now, how the children's faces are looked, right? So, gusty waves means breezy winds, right? Far, far from breezy winds, these children's faces. Now, these children's faces are very far away from this gusty waves. Means breezy winds se bahut dur hai, right? Rootless weeds. That faces are rootless weeds. Weeds means unwanted plants that grow on their own, right? So there are some plants and we are not nurturing them. We are not pouring water. We are not giving any cow ducks or anything for the plant for to grow up, right? So that weeds, uh, though they grow up without getting any nurture and without getting any warmth from the other people, right? Rootless weeds. So here the poet is comparing the children with the rootless weeds. That is, children are just like unwanted plants that grow on their own. Nobody is taking care of these children. They grow on their own. Okay, their hair turned round their color. Now उनके hair कैसे थे? That is a pale and dull faces पे hair भी that is turned out, turned round. The tall girl with her weighed down head, the paper. Here the writer is talking about one girl who is very tall and weighed down head. Now she is looking down head and sitting in the classroom. Now from this gesture, you can understand that how low they are feeling in a classroom even. The paper seeming boy. Paper seeming boy means very thin boy, as thin as a sheet of paper. When you see the sheet of paper, so that boy is just like a paper, very thin, with rat's eye. Now he is very thin and his eyes are very big, so that is his eyes are like a rat's. The stunned, unlucky hair of twisted bones reciting a father's garland breezes. Stunned. Stunned means not truly grown due to malnourishment. Malnourishment मतलब का nutrition अगर नहीं मिलता किसी बच्चे को, then you can see that the thin structure of the body, or here he has compared with the seeming paper seeming boy with the thin because of the malnourishment. Unlucky hair. Hair means this is given from their parents because they this is their luck that they born and brought up in the slum, and this is they got from their parents. Of these twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease. Now, gnarled means noted or rough. Now, that is also they got in a hair. Hair means उनको father से भी सब disease आ जाती है, right? They are also getting some disease because of the malnourishment as well as because of the forefathers को जो disease थे वही वो लोग भी carry करते हैं, right? His lesson from his desk at back of Dean class one okay. Now everybody, if the poet is talking about this class is very dim, or you can say the people are very the students are very low, you cannot see any charm in the class. The classroom is also very dark and dusty. Okay, one unnoted sweet young boy, except there was one boy who is very sweet and young, except these people, these students. There is one child and who is very sweet and unnoted. His eyes live in a dream. When you see the eyes of that boy, you can see that there is a dream in his eyes of squirrel's game in a tree room other than this. Now here the poet is talking about one child and he looks sweet and young, and in his eyes you can see the dream of playing squirrel game with a squirrel in tree room means outside other than this. He doesn't want to stay in the classroom, elementary school classroom, but he would like to go out and play with the squirrel's game in a tree room. On short cream walls, donations. Okay. Now, sour means, what is the meaning of sour? Sour means unpleasant. Yours refer to the color of sour, cream, off-white or creamy. Now, here you can see that what is the color of our school's wall, right? Sometimes it is gray color, sometimes white, cream. This is light color should be there on a school wall. So that is cream color wall was there on a school walls. Donations. Now things given or received in charity. Now whatever things are there in the school, it is just donated by the charitable people or by any charity. Shakespeare's head cloudless at dawn. Civilized dome writing all cities. Now on a wall, on a school wall, which is color is cream, and there is the pictures of something. I am telling you which type of pictures are there and wallpapers are there. which is donated by the charity, or you can say that by any NGOs. And what was that donation? So the first was donation of the Shakespeare's picture, who is the greatest playwright in English literature. Now there was the photo of that Shakespeare, right? Now what is the photo? Dawn means early morning sunrise. Here the Shakespeare's head is cloudless at dawn. The Shakespeare, if you see the Shakespeare's face, there you can see the bald head of the Shakespeare and long hair. So this is when you see in the wall, in the picture of the Shakespeare, you can see that is the sunrise, or you can say the early morning in the picture. Okay, civilized dome riding all cities. Now civilized dome, here it means rising sun at the horizon, which is in the shape of dome semicircle, right? Now there is one another picture was there, and in that there is the picture of horizon, where is the shape of dome semicircle का पूरा एक picture था, in which there was a city, Beled, Pravari, and Trilous Valley. Now this is a beautiful ice-free valley in Austria. So that photo, that chart is also there on the wall. So two charts were there: Shakespeare's photo, then after the horizon dome riding all cities, जो पूरा map का एक आता है, that is a map of whole world, and वो बाद में आएगा. The second one is that the Trilous Valley का एक पूरा picture था, and that is about there is cities and floweries and all the landscape, or you can say the pictures of beauty, nature, you can see in the chart. Open-handed map awarding the world its world. Now here there was one another picture, and that is the chart of a world map, right? World map का एक chart था, and yet for these children, these windows, not this map, their world. But people are not, these children are not watching these pictures and the map and this nature, but for them, these windows are their map and their world, instead of the pictures of Shakespeare, pictures of any valley, or the world's map, where all that future painted with a fog. Their future is painted out of the window, not inside to the elementary classroom. Going further, a narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far from rivers, caves, and stars of worlds. Now here there are slums, right? उनके जो slums है, that is sealed. Sealed means shut, and you can say locked with a lead sky. Lead sky means dark future of kids, right? So right now you can see that the elementary school as well as the future of these children are sealed or locked in this narrow slum, and that their future is very dark. Okay, their street, or you can say their slums are far from the river. Caps means a large piece of land that sticks out into the sea from the coast, and stars of the world. They are unaware about the real beauty of nature, real map of the world. They are stuck, or you can say that they are locked in this slum area as well as in this school. Surely, Shakespeare is wicked. The map are a bad example, with seeds and sun and the love tempting them to steal. Okay. Now here, for them, they don't love this Shakespeare, but they are hating him, and they are saying that the Shakespeare is a wicked person, and the map is a bad example for them, with seeds and sun, love tempting them to steal. Now this map with the seeds and suns are there, but they love to tempting. So this thing, this mindset tempting them, pursue them to steal something. To steal something means to steal from the school. They are not getting any motivation or inspiration from the start, except that they are tempted to steal, stealing and to become a thief or to steal someone's essential thing. So they were tempted by them, not they get any love and respect for lives that sillily turn in their cramped holes from fog to endless night. Sillily means strictly. उनकी जो life है that is strictly drawn into their cramped means confined holes, that is their life is in a confined hole from where they don't come, they are unable to come out, from fog to endless night, from morning to night. They are cramped or they are strictly turned into their confined holes. And what are their confined holes? The confined holes is that narrow street, the slum areas from where they unable to come out because their fathers, they are sticking there, they are sealed there, they are cramped in these holes, right? On their slack heap, these children were skins picked through by bones and spectacles of steel with mended glass, like bottle beads on stones. On their slack means hip, weak hip. These children were skins picked through by bones and spectacles of just a second, spectacles of okay. It means the poet is saying that their future is full of darkness, right? These kids are so thin that one can easily see their bones through the thin layer of skin, right? उसमें से वो आप देख रहे the body you can see that is just like a skeleton. They live in small homes and they have started adjusting to it. The life is going towards an endless night. Endless night उनकी हो गई है and yes, and their night is ended on that slab heap. These children were skins picked through by bones and spectacles of skin. Yes, I told you that कि उनका जो पूरा body है, it looks like a skeleton, and from the skin you can see the spectacles of steel with mended glass. Mended glass means repaired glass. The spectacles which they have worn means that is goggles or spectacles they have what that is a very cheap, like bottle beads on like bottle beads on stones. It means they are very cheap, that is spectacles which are made of steel, with that steel is very cheap and it's very uncomfortable. Sometimes we see that the children from slums, they are wearing big that is they got from somewhere and someone has gifted them or donated them. So they were very uncomfortable with their specs also. Uh, all of their time and space are foggy slums, so blot their maps with slums as big as doom. Now, blot means to mark with a spot, and doom means disaster, right? Here, the spectacles looks like a stone which have been repaired with the species of glass sticking out of them. Okay, the here the poet tries to explain that kids have to face so many hardships in their lives as the slums are getting bigger. You can see the Dharavi slums in Bombay. They will destroy the slum areas, that they will destroy the future of these children, and it is very difficult for such children such to escape from them. Okay, so it is very heartbreaking, or you can say that feeling very sad when we see and when we realize the reality of our nation. Okay? Unless governor, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their window, and the windows that shut open their lives like catacombs break. Okay, यहाँ तक करते हैं. Now, here the writer is saying that the poet is saying that the government should take notice of these problems that these people are facing, the slum kids are facing right now. He also urges them, the inspectors and the government, these are the people that he is urging them to change the life of these kids and make the world map a reality for them. Now, for them, the map which is on the wall, that is not the real map. For them, this is the map for them is this is the still, or you can say, I told you the narrow street, that is only their map. They are unaware about the outer map, that the world map they were talking about, that shut upon their life like a catacomb. Catacomb means tomb and cemetery. That is, their life is like a catacomb. Break, oh break, open till they break the town, and so the children to green fields and make their world run, azure on gold sands, and let their tongues run naked into books, the white and green leaves, open history, that whose language is the sun. Very, very interesting message. The poet is telling us. Now the poet saying that it is our responsibility as well as the government or inspectors' responsibility that we should notice the problem that is faced by these kids, by these slum kids, and there is need to break these restrictions where are put on them due to poverty and due to lack of resources. Okay, he wants the government and the public, we people, to help these kids in achieving their dreams, right? This will take them away from fog to azure sky. Now, what is this? The poet is wants to say that in this way, the kids can be taken away, azure sky means from taken away from the darkness of the present slum area to a bright future, right? Fog right now, fog means when you can't see anything. So right now they are in a fog situation in that slum area. There is a darkness to azure sky. Azure sky means bright future. So this is our responsibility, government's responsibility, that kids can be taken away from this darkness to the bright future. And he wants these kids to experience the sense and the beauty of nature, and there is a desire of gaining knowledge, right? So let them experience the real world map and the real nature of the universe. Here the poet is also saying that through how can they get the experience of this nature, that through the white and green leaves, right? Here what does it mean? White and green leaves means books. White means book, white leaves means books, and green leaves means nature. So by giving them books as well as the nature, okay, by giving them the proper world map, proper nature, we can give them the proper light, and we can take them out of this darkness to the bright future. So this will then result in their progress, and they will be able to paint a bright future for themselves, and they can be a good, they can make their good life. Here you can see that the white and green leaves, I told you, the white means books and green leaves means nature. So we should give them this type of education as well as the nature, so they can understand, and they can come out from this. Now let's see what are the literary devices used in this poem. So So here the first literary device you can see here is the simile, right? So the simile is that children are compared with rootless weed. I discussed it. That is like rootless weed. Weed मैंने बोला कि जो weed होता है that is doesn't have nobody is looking after them. So here that is simile is used. The second is metaphor. Now, where it is used, metaphor, I also paper seeming boy. The boy is compared with paper seeming paper as he is thin. So that is also metaphor. And the in the first stanza I was talking about, and the third one is repetition. Use of far to stress on the distance, right? So that is the repetition is also used in this stanza. Okay. Now the other poetic devices is used is okay. Now metaphor again it is used. Walls are described to be dull as sour cream. Sour cream means that is the wall के साथ describe किया है. Other metaphor is that future of the kids is described as limited, narrow street sealed with a lead sky. नहीं ये मैंने बताया आपको lead sky के साथ उसको compare किया है. Assonance means repetition of vowel sound E. Ballad, flowery, trisoli, valley, right? So E, E, E. So that is the assonance. Again, that is the allusion. Allusion is also used reference to well-known person or place, right? That is the Shakespeare's head. So here there is the allusion and Trilois valley. So ये दोनों उसमें use किया है. Repetitions of word is use किया है. Okay. So ये पूरा second stanza का. Now what is that in a last stanza यहाँ पे literary use किया है, literary devices use की है, ठीक है? So which is that the metaphor, their homes are very small like holes, cramped holes, right? So that is also metaphor. Simile भी use की है. Their repaired spectacles like bottle beads on stone. Bottle beads आते हैं उसके साथ उसको compare किया है. And alliteration फिर से use of for sound from pop, right? So this is used also as a poetic devices. And the in the last stanza you can see that कि कौन सी device use की है. Metaphor again. Books nature are expressed in the form of white and green leaves. I told you that white means books and green leaves means nature. They are talking about poetry structure. Anaphora. Anaphora means use of repeated words in two consecutive lines. Ran azure, yeah. Here you see that this is the two run, right? These two repeated words is used, then that is anaphora. Okay, I hope you understand it. Please prepare a notebook and poetic devices which are used also. Write down the question answer also. Very interesting poem, and I hope you like it. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.